Hello, everyone. This is Kimberly Smith, CEO and founder of the Positivity Academy. Thanks so much for tuning in again. You are watching part 3 of my 3-part video series on how you, as an influencer, as a business owner, an entrepreneur, a corporate leader, can increase your influence as well as your income. So in this last and final video, I'm going to be talking about something very special to me. And it's probably because it's the foundational principle of my business. I'm going to be talking with you about the importance of becoming purpose-driven and people-centered and the business case behind that. So every leader, every aspiring entrepreneur, every business owner really should be purpose-driven and people-centered. The reason is because most of the successful and influential leaders in the world have shown those attributes. When you're purpose-driven, you are very crystal clear on what you're called to do and who you're called to serve. You walk into opportunities with a clarity that yields confidence and a trust factor that the average person just doesn't have. When you think about purpose-driven leaders, you think about individuals like Oprah. You think about individuals like the Tyler Perrys. You think about some of the past presidents that were very clear on what their purpose and calling was, and every decision that they made in life was filtered by that clarity, okay? So when you're people-centered, that's putting those two together are even better. People-centered leaders are those that are so in tune with their audience. They are so crystal clear on what their audience, their customers, their clients care about. And guess what? They deliver on it. When you are clear with what your audience cares about and you deliver on it, you're more likely to show signs of success and longevity in those relationships. Now, here's the thing. I want to give you 3 strategies on how you can, right now, work toward becoming purpose-driven and people-centered. So the first strategy to being purpose-driven and people-centered is for you as a leader to have a purpose statement. Yes, you need a leadership purpose statement. Where are you going and where are you taking those that lead, that follow you? Where are you going and where are you taking those that follow you? Now, there's a great article that's really centered around and encompasses a lot of what I'm sharing, and that is by the Harvard Business Review. It was written back in maybe 2014, and it's entitled From Purpose to Impact. Go check it out, read it. Make sure that you're clear on how you can also devise your purpose statement. But I'll tell you 2 quick tips. When you're developing your purpose statement, make sure you encompass who you're called to serve and what specifically you're called to do while you're placed in this opportunity. Make sure it captures those 2 elements. Now, the second tip on how you can be purpose-driven and people-centered is to connect. You have to connect with your audience. You have to connect with your clients, your customers, your those people that you're called to serve. And when I say connect, that means you need to have an engagement strategy that is infused in your business approach. You need to have a very clear strategy on how you're going to engage your customers, your clients, in a dialogue on what they care about. How are you engaging them? How are you having conversations with your audience on what concerns them? Do you have a process of even collecting customer satisfaction surveys? And when you think about a customer in the full scheme of what a customer truly is, it's anyone that is impacted by what you do. So a customer would include, if you're in a corporate space, your employees, your vendors, and those people that pay for services. So think about customers in a broader perspective, not just the individuals that are paying you, but those that you're paying as well. Those are your customers, okay? So when you think about it, think about a way to engage those individuals that help you infuse their recommendations, especially if you see common themes, in your business strategy, okay? Now, the third tip on how you can be purpose-driven and people-centered is to make sure that you implement and measure your success. When you implement the suggestions, implement the strategies, and you have a measurement tool where you measure your success, you measure your impact, you're more likely to stay focused, motivated, and successful. When you make sure that you have a way of measuring how you're doing, you're more likely to see the holes, the bottlenecks, the breakdowns, and the wins so that you can celebrate and continue on in certain directions, okay? When you're purpose-driven and people-centered, you want to make sure you have a clear plan of making an impact. Develop your impact strategy. It's something that I talk about often, and it's something that I can't talk about enough. There's so many of us that are walking around that are influencers, but we really have put a cap on that influence because we're not focused enough and we're not intentional about measuring our own personal performance and even our team performance. Be intentional about measuring your impact so that you can remain purpose-driven and people-centered. Now, those are your 3 tips on how you can be purpose-driven and people-centered in business. When you implement those tips, I promise you, especially when you tie those financial goals to it, you will see increases in your income, both in your career as well as your business. Now, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to learn more about how you can increase your influence as well as your business in the marketplace, I want to connect with you. Send an email to info@thepositivityacademy.com to learn more ways about how we can stay connected. You can also check us out at www.thepositivityacademy.com. Again, this is Kimberly Smith, the CEO and founder of the Positivity Academy. Thanks so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to help you be more successful in your purpose.